And welcome back to
Conformity Antidote, and we are your gurus of spiritual enlightenment. I am Cuz.
And I, of course, am Texi. Namaste. Sucky. Oh, I hit my head on the microphone. I don't know. I can't. It's still too early in the broadcast to say.
Yes.
So,
Right. I didn't get my drink.
I know. I didn't get a drink either.
Biscuit. All right. Anyway, we'll go.
We drank enough.
We do.
We
We just got back from the American Legion.
Yes. We went up to the American Legion, watched a little football action up there.
Mm-hmm.
It was good times.
It was
very good times.
Beer's cheap.
Yes, and tasted. It was as Cuz was. I mean, we were both discussing it, but it was a frosted mug. They had a whole refrigerator that they kept the beer mugs in, and it was frosted, and the beer was ice cold coming out of the tap, and it was just like, oh, it tasted so good going down. That Yingling.
Yingling Lager.
Yes.
All
One of the
right.
best. So that was good times.
It was good. So welcome back to episode 35.
35. Yes. Welcome back, everybody. And the third episode of us being on YouTube.
Yes. So,
Soon to be on RedTube.
hopefully not.
Oh, that's me.
Kicked off.
Oh.
But actually, I was getting ready to say something about YouTube. Is we're gonna include the link in this description of this video. We've actually opened up a new channel. It's called Conformity Antidote Highlights. So those of you that don't want to watch this whole video, although I think you should, because it's really good, and we're excited.
Yes. And kind of sexy,
Yes.
I think. Very sexy.
But if you just don't have that kind of time on your hands and you want to just watch the highlights, go over to our YouTube channel, the Conformity Antidote Highlights, and we condensed version of just the top pieces of the
Right.
episode.
The show.
Yes.
I think, well, on all of you old goats that are out there, like us, it's like the Reader's Digest condensed version of the show.
Yeah.
It's like we were just doing little snippets of the highlights of the show.
You
So.
might get 20 minutes in.
I know. Like we do. And we might do that today, but
So that'll be in the description. And like I said, if you just want to get a little tidbit, hit that. And but I think you should watch the whole show.
because you just might miss something. You never know. If you only get the highlights, the snippets, you just might miss something else in the regular show.
That's correct.
That might be just like earth-shattering. Because we do. This is a show where we present some earth-shattering information, and you just might miss something. I mean, we could sit there and have some sort of a contest or whatever, say something really quick like, "Oh, you just won $1 million," and if you watch obviously we're not going to put that in the highlights show.
Nope.
You're going to miss it. So
Missed it. Good luck trying to get that $1 million.
yes, got to find us first. Good luck with that. I know some of you.
Get through the stone wall too.
Yeah, that's Stonewall. I know some of you younger ones might be resourceful and try to track down our IP address, but
You
good
can
luck.
do that. You might even find our address, but you got to make it past the shotgun.
and the moats
Yes. And the concertina wire.
and the concertina
And
wire.
electric fence.
and the bouncing bedding and the electric fence. Yes. And we ain't doing this battery powered electric fence where that thing is hooked right up to Potomac Edison.
If we can keep all the 6-year-olds out with that fist, we can keep you
Yep.
out.
They'll teach him to sit there and I dropped my ball in your yard. Can I go get it?
So, sure, come right in.
Yeah.
So,
Is the fence off? Yes, it is.
or most of them probably didn't know what the hell of electric fence really is.
No.
Anyway. All right.
So that was from last week's show for those of you that know.
That's because
We had the-
kids nowadays are stupid.
Yeah, they're not very bright.
Stupid.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did.
That's
I
what
figured
I
I'd
was.
just say stupid or say something stupid. Yeah, or everything.
Good idea.
All right. That way it's my own.
Yes. It is your own.
You know what I think it's time for?
I don't know. What is it time for, Cuss?
I think it's time for current
I'm losing my
what's with the rhythm?
my pantyhose. The set's falling apart. My static thing is like it was
your pop filter.
Yeah, it was like panning out. It was like almost smacked me in the face. Look, what's wrong with it?
You broke it.
It's
Try to
like
come the other way.
This way.
Yeah.
There.
Anybody want to see your face anyway?
I know. There we go.
All right. And you know what? And your rhythm was off a little there too.
Well, this threw me off. It was pushing. It was like forcing me back.
You were like.
I think between it was couple. There could be a couple of factors. One, the beer we had at the Legion. 2, the Eagles lost, and 3, this thing was like about to smack me in the face. It was like it was attacking me. So I was like, and it was like wanted to smack me in the face, and that's what threw me off with my gong. Oh, see, look, it's a little.
What'd you do now?
Huh?
You got it all off key.
I know, it's all off center.
All
right.
Keister.
So anyway.
All right. Current events.
So
we're going to spend just a little time on current events. We're not going to go through. All right. So really, some of these are really. Okay, let me explain something real quick. So a lot of these may not be necessarily current events. Current events are things that I consider that affect
like
a lot of the world or a lot of the country or whatever.
Like with the hurricane down in Carolina right now.
Yes. Which actually, it was bad enough. It wasn't as bad as they thought it was going to be, which is good. But it's still doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, I hope people built arcs down there. They're getting a lot of flooding. Oh, yes.
Especially down like Topsail area, which we were at this summer, just last month.
Yeah, you were.
So prayers go out to them.
Yes.
To the people down there.
But that's current events.
That is current events. So we just want to do a little snippet thing here because some funny things before we get into our actual topics. Okay. So real quick, one is a woman in California that wanted to sell her home, and in the advertisement for it or the listing, she said, "Trump fans need not apply."
She actually put that in a listing.
She did, and she first listed it. I guess they said it was about 4 months ago. She first listed it at $650,000.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, she just sold it.
Right. For how much?
Less than 500.
Good. That's so stupid.
She lost over $100,000 because Trump people weren't. They said, "F you, we're not going to go it. We're not even going to make you an offer on it because you're going to be a bitch about it."
I know. I don't care what your party affiliation is. Money knows no party affiliation. I'm telling you that right now.
$100,000 she lost.
If I was selling my place for like that, and I had like Hillary Clinton's like sister or something, oh my, do you know who I am? I ran Hillary's campaign. I cannot believe she lost. I cried for days and days and days. I'd love to buy your house. You have the money? I have a cashier's check right here.
Yep.
Sold.
Sign.
Yep. Thank you very much for your business. And
piss off.
Yes.
Well, you say that.
I'm out of here. Yeah. Exactly. After you check.
No,
I'm not going to
turn. $100,000. She lost over $100,000.
But you know,
good for you.
Yes, dumb
bitch.
Bitch. I don't.
Biatch.
But I've noticed that there's been more and more of this crap going on, and especially at certain restaurants or whatever, you actually see signs that if you're one in particular I saw was a sign that says if you're a Republican you may or may not be served, and it's like, you got to be kidding me. Are you out of your mind?
Right, and I'm fine with that. I think it's free. I think you should be able to serve whoever you want, but
right,
if you want to put something like that on there, fine. I'm gonna go a little tweet action, put it out. Then you lost probably half your business.
I don't get it. I don't get these people. There's just so much hate.
There is
hatred out there. It's not even funny.
But you know what? It cost you over $100,000, bitch.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, they're California for you.
It is. That's good. That's $100,000. That ain't like that ain't like losing $5,000. I mean, you lost over $100,000.
Right, $100,000. Right.
6 figures.
I don't get it. Unless she's moving into a trailer, which hopefully she probably is. Yeah, exactly.
That's what you get.
And speaking of California, it's like it's crazy. It's like I came here. I was reading a story this morning about that where I guess old Governor Brown, old Governor Jerry. I guess he's going to really try and stick it to the Trump administration by saying that California is going to launch their own. I guess it was something about wanting to launch a satellite, and of course, I guess like the Trump administration was like, no, and then Brown's like, well, we're doing it ourselves. Screw you. We're going to launch our own. We're going to launch our own satellite into orbit, and I'm like, well, good luck with that, Jerry.
They can't even pay their bills.
Right. Where are they going to get this?
Supply water to half the freaking state.
They'll just raise the taxes again to put up a rocket. So what kind of satellite is it? I have no idea. Probably a propaganda satellite that goes, we're going to set a satellite up into space that's just going to, basically it's just going to go out into infinity and tell the aliens that how bad Trump is and how he stole the election away from Hillary and how the Russians took it away from us. And we're going to tell all the aliens, and it's going to cost $1.5 trillion. So we're going to raise the taxes on everybody. But we're going to make sure we tell everybody.
That's right.
Stupid idiot.
So let's go to the next one, which I forgot to put it on there, which is Cynthia Nixon.
Oh, yes.
Who lost.
Sex and the City.
Yes. She lost the primary against Cuomo, which I'm not necessarily glad or happy or sad for any of it because they're both effing pieces of shit. But what she did state after the election is the reason. So she must be, I don't know if she's Hillary's illegitimate daughter, but she said the reason that she lost was because there was too much turnout.
Too much turnout. Okay. So
I only wanted 5 people to show up.
Yeah.
Well, because when Ocasio-Cortez
right.
there was only, I think, they said 14,000 people that actually voted out of I forget how many people were in that district or whatever. It was
probably like 200,000.
Yeah. So that's probably what she wanted. She's like, well, oh my gosh, too many people came out and voted. That's why I lost.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
But what is wrong with these people?
Well, she's a whack job. Well, she's always. If you go back and look at some of the comments, some of the quotes that she's had during that campaign, I mean.
Oh, in fact, where she's not lesbian, she's queer.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't even know what the hell that means.
I
thought queer was bad. I thought you were supposed to use queer.
Well, no, if you're in that community, you can.
Oh.
If that's like if you were
blacks using the N-word.
Right, and it's like white. Well, everybody can call us crackers.
But honkies.
Yeah,
Mr. Charlie.
Mr. Charlie. I never heard that one.
Chalkboard.
I thought chalkboards were black back in the day.
When you erase them and then all that white stays on it.
Oh.
Because it's the whole point that the white on the blackboard makes it look ugly. If you just had a blackboard, black would be beautiful. But we get the chalk all over it. It makes it nasty.
We ruddy it up. Yes. We ruddy up the waters.
That's what I call it, chalkboard.
What is that? I like lesbian and queer. I'm not sure. She probably has no idea what the difference is. She's a nut. Well, and it's interesting too. They said just like, and I said it last week in the how the Republican Party, you have the old Republican, the old guard, and then you have like the newer ones that are following Trump. Well, now we're saying, and it was funny, the Democrats were making fun of the Republicans. They're like pointing their fingers, look, they can't even get along together. They can't even get along with each other. Well, guess what? The same shit is happening within the Democratic Party.
Yep.
You have the socialists, the far left people that want to turn the United States into Venezuela. Which, hey, let's go for that. That's working out well for people in Venezuela. Yeah. And then you have the regular old school, the old school Democrats, and they're going at each other's throats. So it's like, I'm telling you right now, I think the presidential election that we're going to have in 2020 is going to be a show. It's going to be like a mini series. It's going to be like television.
It's going to be awesome.
because there's going to be so much fighting, infighting, one. Two, because I was even reading somewhere a while ago where there was a possibility that the Republicans might try and put somebody up against Trump for the nomination.
Fine. I mean, they could do it.
I'm just saying,
Well, see, this even came in before that, because you remember when they had the Tea Party movement.
Right.
So they were talking about the Tea Party conservatives, and then you had the establishment Republicans, and that was a whole big, button heads. And now you got the socialists with the establishment Democrats.
Right. Button heads.
Now, I'm telling you, regardless of what you, irregardless, I saw it on Judge Judy. Irregardless, Judge Judy, like, that's not a word. Regardless of how you feel about him, nobody's going to beat Trump. It's not going to happen.
Well, stay tuned for 2 years from now when we're still doing the podcast.
The only thing that's going to happen is if he really f's up. But with the economy the way it's going, the job numbers, nobody's going to beat him. Nobody's done it. Ain't happening. I'm just telling you. You heard it here.
Okay, I hear it here from Cuz.
It's true to life.
We're gonna do Vegas odds, Las Vegas bets. We're gonna take bets here. I think that's what we ought to do. We ought to do like a little contest, not for the election. So we got to go like a year and a half to kind of think about it. But it might be something to ponder. Anyway, I just think it's funny that now these idiots are That's what I mean. People in glass houses. It's like the old saying: people in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones or and stuff. And they laughed because about all the Republicans fighting with each other. Now the Democrats are fighting with each other. And I don't know. My thing is, and with the whole Trump thing, we'll wait and see how the midterms look. Because they are showing some polls where it did look like the Republicans were going to just basically maintain the majority in Congress, but now it looks like there's a possibility they could lose the House of Representatives. They'll still keep the Senate, but they're going to lose the House of Representatives, which I'm not sure. I mean, really, nothing's going on anyway.
Same polls that predicted
it was like Gallup.
Landslide for Hillary.
It was a Gallup poll. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't believe in polls.
Because every poll that came out had Hillary stomping the shit out of Trump.
Well, you know why? And I know why. Because people were coming out. Because you know where they get these polls from. It's like exit polls. As soon as you leave, it's like, okay, who would you vote for? Or who'd you vote for? And nobody wanted to admit. All right. What happened was these people were like, they're like, I'm not going to tell anybody I voted for Trump. I voted for Hillary. I'm going to vote for Hillary. And so they're like, oh, man, Hillary's going to win. And they're actually in there in the machine going, they're like,
yeah, but even
Trump.
Exit polls at all. Just every poll had their
the same
stomping the shit out of.
Well, the same story. These idiots didn't want to come across and get beat up by their liberal friends. They didn't want to come out and say they were going to vote for Trump. So they're like, I'm going to vote for Clinton. Yeah, Hillary. Yeah, Hillary.
Well,
wrong.
I think it came down to not so much in the liberals, but I think it came down to the minority vote. They didn't think, like, what was it? It was like 26% of Hispanics voted for Trump.
Yeah.
They didn't think they'd even get close to that number.
Right.
So, and about 60% of white women voted for
Trump.
They didn't think they were going to get close to that either.
And this is what I got to say about that whole thing with Hillary. She was so self-assured of herself. There was like certain states that she even refused to go to because she's just like,
And she thought
I'm not worried about it.
Minority vote
Yep.
locked down. She's like, I don't even got to deal with the blacks or the Hispanics because I know I got them.
Yep. They ain't gonna vote for Trump. I got them. Well,
you got it all right.
Yeah, you got it. You're falling down, Bear. You have to be helped up steps and.
Yeah, I don't.
By your husband's ogling singers at Aretha Franklin's funeral.
With her not being able to get up the stairs. I don't get it.
I don't get that either.
Anyway, all right.
So, enough about that.
All right, I'm done with all this because we're all right. We're already up.
Okay.
20 minutes.
I think we got to do this one though.
You want to do that one?
Oh yes.
Okay.
We're gonna do that one. We're going to the Middle East, and then we'll go to topics.
We're in Kuwait, and we're in a fish market in Kuwait, and there were whatever their law enforcement is in Kuwait. Well, they started cracking down on
Was that the Sharia police or something?
Well, they cracked down on this fish market in Kuwait because it turned out that the fresh fish wasn't so fresh. and matter of fact, it was so far from fresh that the eyes had started to, if you get fresh fish, the eyes stay intact, and the
pupil or whatever, yeah.
The eyes stay intact, and they look. That's one reason you can really pick out fresh fish, is that eye just stays just as glassy and everything else. Well, these fish were so bad. The eyes were gone. They were like sunk in. There was no. It was just like a socket.
Well, I think also they get that milky white look to it, like that milky.
Yeah. Check the eyes. The eyes are clear. We gotta check other things, but the clear eyes are fresh fish. Well, so like I said, the eyes were gone in the socket. So so they wanted people to think that the fish was fresh. They put googly eyes. The fish. These are the same ones you do. You put in like crass in kindergarten where you.
See him picking up these fish, and it's like, why is it? Why? Hello. Excuse me. Why are these fish eyes going round and round?
That's fresh fish. That's googly eye fish. That's what they do.
Can I see them start popping off?
That's what happened. They were like.
I can see who in the right mind. Okay, who in the right mind is you go to a fish market and see a bunch of fish with googly eyes on them.
Well, I'm assuming.
And they're going to be like, oh, those are fresh. I want 10 of those.
My assumption is they didn't pick them up to see the good. They just saw an eye in there. And
right.
Like, oh, that looks fresh.
And they wait till they got home or something like that. And they're like,
in the bag. They're like, oh.
That is a riot.
Oh, here, honey. I got this for you to like as a puppet. You're like, why is this puppet steak?
That puppet has a familiar smell to it.
That's your father messing with the Sunday school teacher.
Oh my.
I don't have a word for that.
I don't either. I can just see. I'd be picking them up and like moving them around. Blah, 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 blah. I'd be waving them at people. Look! And have the eyes go around.
What is wrong with these fish's eyes? That is the googly eye fish.
It's still alive. Put it back in the water.
That's how fresh it is.
They got little kids are like, Daddy, I think that fish is still alive. Stick it back in the water.
That is a fresh. Hold on, I will take care of this fish for you. There it is. There is some fresh fish. The eyes are googly. That is just. The eyes. Those eyes are still moving. Oh, that is nerves. That's how fresh that fish is.
Or what they do is we'll cut the heads off right there. Cut the fish heads off.
Hey, honey, guess what I got for dinner? I got some very, very fresh fish. Oh, that is not a fresh.
Oh,
fish.
that's.
Did you stop off at your girlfriend's before coming home?
Honey, I thought I told you to take a shower before I come back. That's not me, stupid. It's the salmon mousse. And then they get the fish heads. They'll sell them to the Chinese restaurant or whatever. And the googly eye. Excuse me, maitre d'. I ordered the fish head stew, but it looks like the eyeballs are floating.
You pick up a spoonful and you pick it up, the eyes just gone.
Then they start eating them. It's all crunchy. This tastes like plastic.
Excuse me, sir. These eyes are still twitching.
All right.
And they still left the glue on the back. They're chewing the glue. Like,
oh, no. That's not glue. That's a part of the soup. That's the gelatinous membranes that surround the eyelids.
That's the tendon that kept the eye in the fish. It's so fresh. I spit on you, my friend.
Get away, you infidels. Piss off. You don't like my fish. Go say something to Allah.
My ancestors piss on your goat.
My camel spit in your eye. Your googly eye. That's funny. Thank you, Kuwait. Thank you for that. That's amazing.
That is good. That is googly eye soup.
I can't even imagine. It's like the I looked at that story. It was like the Monty Python sketch about the parrot sketch.
Yeah.
Where the parrot was dead, and he's like, he's not dead. He's pining. He's not pining. He's dead. He's pining for the fjords. He's like, look, he's standing on his perch. It's because you nailed him to it.
I got googly eyes glued to the fish.
Amazing. I love it.
So we had the fake donkey zebra in Egypt. Now we go to Kuwait. Now we got googly eye fish.
Yeah, what's up? I'm telling you right now. And for those of you like Cuz and I that have been over that part of the world, it is so, the heat and the weather and the environment is so oppressive. I can understand why y'all start getting a little bit batty. Start losing your mind.
I can see why those eyes would dry on.
I can too. You can get sandy.
Usually you offer fresh. It's just once you catch them, you get them, you fry them or you cook them or whatever, and then offer them because then you can at least get whatever. All right.
Exactly. Are we done current events?
We are done.
Thank God.
All right. Now we're moving on to our
topics.
Hoochie mama. Right,
Serenity now.
All right, so now we're going to go to.
Well, we're going on a ship.
We're going on a little trip.
Yeah, we're not sure exactly where we are, but we're on a ship.
Well, it's got to be between the U.S. and Cuba.
Oh yes, so we're in the Gulf, maybe the Gulf of Mexico.
Other side, Atlantic Ocean.
The Gulf of Mexico, my friend, is on the Atlantic side.
No, it's not.
Yes,
you got Florida and you got the Gulf of Mexico. We're over here. Cuba's down here. We're over here.
But yeah, what I? Never mind.
Go back to school.
I am school fool. So anyway,
you ain't learning much.
So anyway,
so we're on a Norwegian cruise ship that was going down to Jamaica, man.
Mm-hmm.
You want some spleef?
This spleef.
Your blood clots.
Give me some ganja.
Yeah.
Ganja I need.
That's spleef.
Well, yeah.
Right. Anyway, so they're heading down there. So they happen to come across a little boat with four Cuban nationals, and they were like stranded in the middle of the ocean. So this cruise ship stopped and picked them up. So what I'm thinking is, look, so if you're a Cuban and you're trying to get out of Cuba because it's oppressive, obviously,
right,
and communist, and you're heading to America, the first thing that you get is a big old cruise ship comes and picks you up.
That'd be awesome. They're like, they thought they hit the jackpot.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you know.
And here is your tuxedos. Dinner will be at 8. I was like, what? Senor, all we would have is some churros.
Churros,
and some jerky.
I'm going to tell you right now. Mexican night, we have taco night, and that's on Fridays in the siesta deck.
Arriba.
And we actually, and we have a mariachi band. Oh, but be careful. They have a tendency, don't pay any attention. Did you hear about that in Mexico City?
No.
Oh my gosh. Real side nart. Sorry, it's nart. Sidebar. Sorry, I don't know. Could be. I'm getting excited.
What spirit you have to lead?
I'm not gonna say. Anyway, but they had this story where this mariachi band. I guess they hired this mariachi band, and they were like playing, and then like in between numbers or whatever, they pulled out guns and started shooting up the crowd. Yeah, in Mexico City, surprise, drug cartel. But I was like, okay, you're, and I brought that up because I was like saying that on the ship. Oh, it's taco night. We have a mariachi band. Oh no, wait a minute, we had to cancel them. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it's
jacked.
It is jacked. But
might I have another Mai Tai? Thank you very much. This is nice. This is America. The land. And then they get back to America. It's like, okay, here's a bill for $10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought America, the land of gold, we thought it was free. No, that would be socialism. That's Venezuela. And oh, by the way, nothing's free because they ain't got nothing left.
Right.
So, but I could see like you'd have like some, and some like old fat hoe that's had that got the drink package.
Oh my gosh.
She's taking advantage of it. Why are we stopping in the middle of the ocean?
Hey, senores, come on. What are you doing? We need to keep going. By the way, what?
Picking up these 30 Mexicans. Oh man, we're nowhere near Mexico. We're thousands of miles away. Well, they all look the same. Look at it. My Henry and I we've been to Mexico, and I know what Mexicans look like, and that's a Mexican.
I'll say, I'm really not that sure. Just like all them Chinese people. When I was in Tokyo, and all those Chinese people were running around. Excuse me, sir, those weren't Chinese people. Those were Japanese people. Well, who cared? Korean, Philippine, they all look the damn same.
Over in Thailand, they looked exactly the same.
Well, them Chinese down there, too.
They have a faster boat than I do.
But you know what? When I read this story, the first thing, and I'm telling you what, these people had it made. Because this cruise ship, like, basically just like, they're like, come on aboard. And it's like being getting picked up by the Love Boat. And they're like, we have a room for you, and there's a shower, and you can go to the promenade deck.
Yeah, they probably had seen the shower.
Exactly. Months. And you could go see Dr. Adam Bricker, and he'll help you out. And Isaac is the bartender. And Julie is your cruise director. And Gopher is your purser. They'd be like, what is a purser?
I don't even want to know what a purser is.
I always saw that when I was a kid on the Love Boat. It's like, okay, what is a purser? Does he carry purses? Does he make purses?
Slash people purses.
You
fresh.
You bitch. El Cabong. Bam. Sorry.
El Cabong. Quick draws. Me thins. Hey. Oh, I'll do the thinning around
here. Baba Booey. Never mind. Howard Stern.
You're just Baba Booey. His name's Baba Booey. Okay.
But go ahead.
So they said the individuals were safely brought aboard, immediately taken to the ship's medical facility for evaluation, and provided with clothing and food. Oh, I bet they provided for food. I bet. Your little lobster dinner.
No kidding. Oh, what you know? It'd be their luck is that's one of those ships that got that neurovirus. They're like, put us back on the bird.
We want to go back. At least we want to shit in ourselves.
They pick them up and they're dinner. They have never, ever in their whole life coming from Cuba eating this, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, honey, I don't think I'm feeling so good. The Americans, they're poisoning us.
Is this America then? What? Oh, everybody's shitting themselves. So also, the ship was on a 7-day journey. It was going to Costa Maya. Then it was going to Mexico. Then it was going to Belize. And so they were having a nice little 7-week, because it was on the way down. So they had themselves a nice little 7-day vacation.
I was going to say, you said 7-week at first. I was like, 7-day. That's
So
a 3-hour tour.
Yeah, they were like for probably six days of it. They're like,
I was sitting there thinking, here you go. Can you
another Mai Tai, please?
Somebody. ¿Cómo se llama usted? Here's your ring. I got your estads for you. Here. Anyway, I was thinking, wouldn't this be a trip?
What?
Because supposedly this whole, I don't know how it is right now, but let's say like under Obama, there was whole normalization with things, with Cuba or whatever. I could see these people are like, help, we're escaping Cuba. It was horrible. It was terrible. Oh, come on board. And I'll tell you what, you can be with us until we go to our first stop. Oh, thank you very much. And where would that be? Next stop, Havana.
Next stop, Gitmo.
Yeah.
You know what? I bet they
that would be funny.
I bet they still would eat better in Gitmo than they're eating it.
Well, that is true. I'm going to tell you that right now. But that would be funny. They'd hop back on the boat, or it's like we're having to make a port stop in Cuba.
Oh, all right.
But anyway, well, that's good though. See, I'm going to tell you right now, and that just goes to show American hospitality and the Norwegian Cruise hospitality.
Yes.
So very good on them, and very good.
All right. So now we're moving from the East Coast, and we're moving over to the middle part of
Central, yes, South Central,
which is
U.S.
Texas. And so we are going to Texas to a middle school, Warren Middle School.
Mm-hmm. Warren Middle School.
And what they're doing in this middle school is they are doing a project which is bathroom inspiration project.
We're going to the party. We're going
to
to the party.
Empower students.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing... All right, what they're doing is they're painting little affirmation, like little phrases of affirmation on the bathroom stalls. Because I know I would like to have a word of encouragement when I'm taking a shit.
Well, you might. I know.
Right there,
I think I can.
Do it. Oh, I can't do it.
Oh, there go them hymns. So poor little 11-year-old is like, it's like I think my sphincter exploded.
So they're putting stuff like, your mistakes don't define you.
Mm-hmm.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. There's a leader in us all.
Oh, isn't there? You know what? I say that to myself every morning when I get up after I take a shower. I look at myself in the mirror, and isn't that like that Stuart Hanley from Saturday Night Live? Remember that? Look in the mirror. I am beautiful. I am a great person. Mirror. I love that one.
Here we go. And real girls aren't perfect. Perfect girls aren't real. You can't be perfect.
No.
Just be you.
Well,
even if you're a complete pile of shit, just be the best pile of shit you can be.
All right. Remember back in the day, and I know you love this, or I think you did. Well, it's back in elementary school. I saw it. Back in the 70s, and it was this thing that they showed us. They had a big assembly in elementary school, and it was Marlo Thomas, and it was this thing, and they had that song "Free to Be You and Me." You've got to be free. It was like almost like a Mulligan Skidoo type thing. You don't remember that?
I
Free to be,
Stew.
free to be me, you.
Stew,
We got to be free to be you and me. I know the song. I don't, but that was back in the 70s too.
It probably was, but I'm not.
I know.
Well, I don't remember that at all. I remember Mulligan Stew, which was
Mulligan Stew.
Awesome.
For you, Mulligan. I remember that.
Don't. It's a Flam man. Okay,
so
if all of y'all too young, if you don't know what we're talking about,
look it up.
Just go look it on YouTube. It's awesome. Mulligan Stew was like this. It's this whole like kind of program they have, which is supposed to teach you like nutrition and stuff. And it had like these characters and had some animated bits and stuff like that. It was actually kind of entertaining. I liked it when I was a kid. I couldn't wait to see the Mulligan Stew thing, and it was a little psychedelic too.
Well, yeah, they were. I think everybody that did those children's shows. I mean, back in the 70s when we were like little kids, like look no further than the Croft Superstar, HR Puff and stuff. You had these. Yeah. They're back there. I'm gonna come up with. I got this character, man. He's got this big yellow head.
What was he anyway?
I have no idea. He was like a dragon because he was like a lizard because he had like the little tail? Yeah, he had like the tail with the like Godzilla spikes going down the back. I don't know what he was though. And then they had the one Lidsville. I was looking at something and they had with the talking hats. The kid fell in the Hoodoo's. Hoodoo was like the evil magician, and he fell in Hoodoo's hat, and there was all these hats that had eyes and mouths and talked. So I could see that somebody had a bad acid trip. And all these hats are talking to him. Wow, this would make a great kids show. And it did. I loved it. Hoodoo. Okay, so let's go back into the potty. Let's go back to the bathroom.
Back to the bathroom. But even in as being psychedelic, I saw some of the paintings. I probably should have brought it.
I know. We could have put it on we're going to have a display board here soon.
Yes. Next podcast.
Yes, we'll have it. We'll have a display board so we can kind of show you things.
Yes. So, and they had like little flowers around.
Oh, that's not nice.
So my question is, how do you get, what impact would it have when you had the nice little thing, and then next to a big old dick that somebody that painted on.
Look. They have like this thing, mirror on the wall. There's a leader in us all, and then have a big old penis stuck. Mrs. Johnson! Mrs. Johnson! Yes, Billy. There's something strange in our back.
I don't get it. I see the penis for years. That I understand, but what is this? Be kind and... Is that appropriate for the bathroom wall?
I know. They don't take pictures of it and start sending to their parents. And they'll be like, oh my God. What are you doing in this school?
Okay. Hopefully we're just kidding. Hopefully that's not in a middle school. However, I've been in middle school where they put some nasty...
Well, yeah, because you got to think, when you're 6th graders, maybe not so much, 7th graders, but you got 8th graders, because you're right there, yeah.
You damn sure you're going to have
right, you're going to get some, yeah, because that's when you're first learning about it. It's like, shit. So you're like at that stage where you're just like, just discovering all that shit. Literally. All right.
Mirror.
I know. There's. There's a leader in this all. Yep. Well, if you. It's
bad. I'm just thinking of all the stuff we saw on the walls.
Get her head out of the gutter.
Yeah. But you saw like all nasty words.
There's
you could say your mistakes don't define you. Fuck you.
right, here we go. I got one here for those of us. Real girls aren't perfect. Perfect girls aren't real. For a good time, call Babs. She's as perfect as it gets.
Or they do the, or they like where they do the thing. What is it like? Your mistakes don't define you. In bed. Real girls aren't perfect. Really, in bed.
I forgot all about that. It's in bed at the end of every sentence.
I just farted.
Oh.
So
I
understand the reason for it. I get it. I don't. Believe me, I get it. And for somebody to get like a word of affirmation, I understand how that affects younger kids and stuff. But shit. What we need to figure out is what the hell's wrong with these people that are doing the bullying, that are doing all the violence. That's what we got to figure the hell out.
Right. I don't have a problem necessarily with them kind of painting up the bathroom or whatever. Right. Because I tell you what, we talked about this earlier. When I was a kid, I remember my parents were in a bowling league, and I remember, and I'd have to use the restroom. Obviously, I was like 8 years old, 7 years old, and it's like you go into the restroom, and I'm in the stall, and I'm like, there's certainly quite a bit of penises painted. And as a kid, you're confused. You're like, why? I'm in a men's bathroom, and I see penises everywhere. For a good time, call Tanya. For a good time, call Lisa. For a good time, call Rita. For a good time, call Bill. Bill. So, and if I went into some place that had painted on it and stuff, it's just like, oh, okay, well, these are nice.
When they paint over it, the penises always came.
I know. It's like they bleed through. It's like it bleeds through. Bear. You can't get rid of penis and balls.
My penis is too strong for you.
You just can't get rid of it. That phallic symbol always stand firm. Literally.
All right.
I think they could tone down some of the sayings though, and just maybe paint some. The paint murals and stuff on there. And as a matter of fact, I think they're actually starting that down in DC too.
Murals paint on.
Well, you know what I mean. I could see somebody like. I could see somebody paint. I know. I could see somebody paint like that, and it's like intermixed. It's like one of those 3D pictures where you have to kind of stare at it to sit there and see it. And the principal comes in. They say you did a very good job painting that wall. Well, wait a minute. What's that right there? If I stare at that, it looks like a sunset in the mountains. And is that the moon? No. Is that a moon? No.
That must have been going spelunking. I see a cave in there.
Oh, they're spelunking, all right.
And I see a face. That's a nice face.
Oh, that's a face, all right.
That's a nice. What?
Wait a minute, what's that?
That looks like my wife. What the hell?
She had a mole right there too. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I say keep it up. We're laughing. We're making it up, but it's just funny. It's just because we're laughing at the fact that this whole affirmation thing, and I do agree with Cuz. That's fine, but that's all that is. There again, it's window dressing. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a gash. It's only a temporary fix. You need to fix the gash. You need to.
I'm putting a little Band-Aid on a sucking chest wound.
Right, exactly. Those of us said, "Oh, that'll help you out right there." Oh yeah, it'll keep me from dying like an extra.
It's like the buddy bench.
The buddy bench.
You don't know what a buddy bench is? Okay, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Do tell.
So in elementary school, they're doing this thing called a buddy bench.
The buddy bench? Oh, like a seat.
Yes, like a seat.
Okay.
So if you're having just a bad day,
and I had a lot of them,
or maybe you're just not being able to just connect and make friends, or whatever.
You're describing my childhood.
I know, hold on. Right? and so it's just having that kind of a day. You can go sit on the buddy bench, which really says, hey, I need a buddy today. I need somebody to play with. And then that way they know that you need a buddy to play with.
Okay, you know what?
They can go sit on the buddy bench with you. You can talk about it and then go play together.
Now, see, right there.
Jackass. Yeah.
You know what happened to me? I'm going to tell you right now. I didn't know what you were talking about. I know exactly. Now I know what you're talking about. And you know why?
You were in the buddy ditch.
You know why? I don't find that funny. The buddy ditch. I was in the buddy sewer. I was sitting in the pot. I was sitting in the toilet. You're not going to find a buddy that way, Tex. No, but I'm going to tell you right now.
You're just laying in the ditch waiting for somebody.
I know. Anybody, Mrs. Crabtree, why is Tex laying there in the ditch? I have no idea. Because he's crazy. Sees my eyes.
Like, I need a buddy.
I need a buddy, please. Anybody? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I didn't know what they called that. And that's the worst thing they could ever have, because I was always told, Tex, I see that nobody's playing. No, you don't have anybody to play with today. So I'll tell you what, go and sit in the chair. Just go over, sitting over there, and somebody will come over. And as soon as they do, then you all can go play blocks and play on the swing sets and stuff. And I'm like, oh boy, goody. I'm gonna have some friends. You know what happened? I sat there all damn day, and nobody sat in that damn chair. And you know what happened? Everybody walked by and laughed. They laughed at me. They're like, look at Tex sitting in the buddy chair, and he ain't got no body. No money. And they told me, and yeah. Terrible. That's the worst thing they could ever done. And if I ever saw that little shit right now, I'd beat his ass. I'm traumatized. Talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead. Laugh at my expense.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
That's enough. So,
my stomach hurts.
How much beer did you have to drink over at the?
Oh.
That's all right. I've been laughed at by many other people. Cuz laughs at me all the time. I wasn't so I didn't appreciate that ditch comment either. For a minute there, I thought you said the bitch, the buddy bitch, but the ditch. I know you didn't.
It was the buddy bitch. You could sit down and some hooker would come and start
hey, that's what we have now. I would probably still get screwed over. Like, hey, go sit over with the buddy bitch. And I said some prostitute, hey, some skank hoe will come over and sit with you. And I sat there and nobody would sit with me.
Oh my God, I can't even laugh anymore. Oh, my stomach hurts.
I had some girl walk by and she looked at me. She's like, "You've got to be kidding me."
Hooker, yeah. All right. Oh,
all right, we got to move on.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
I know.
Ooh, that's like doing crunches. All right. Woo, that was funny.
So,
I
didn't think it was funny myself. At least not at the time. I look back on it now.
Had a bad
And on the chair. That's right. I told my therapist that too. He laughed at me as well, asshole.
Oh.
No wonder why our psychiatric system's so screwed up in this country.
I was wondering what that was too, because we always used to throw rocks at those people.
You know what they used to throw at me? Everybody used for some reason when you're like a little kid, nobody liked the tapioca pudding. They had like the. I'd always get tapioca. I got a shitload of tapioca pudding. I always thought they thought I was hungry. Yes. They're like, find out later. They're like, no, that's what nobody wanted in their lunch bag.
Are you being serious? I'm losing it.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Oh my gosh.
So
Texas.
I know.
I can
on top of everything else, on top of all my other PTSD issues, and that had to bring that up. Anyhow, I have my appointment not until the end of this week with my therapist. So,
buddy ditch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's move on. Oh
let's move on.
I'm crying over here.
All right. Keep painting. That's what I say. Keep painting the bathrooms.
All right. Let's move on. Okay, now we're going.
Let's move to South Carolina, shall we?
We're going to South Carolina.
Let's go down south.
Yeah.
Where they're having the hurricanes there right now.
Yeah. This is before that.
Yes.
So we can laugh. All right. So in South Carolina.
I like that. This is before that. We can laugh.
There was.
Oh, we can't laugh now. Is it too soon?
So we're going down to South Carolina to Conway's Nail Spa.
Tim Conway?
No, it wasn't Tim Conway.
No.
Have you heard about him? He's like seriously jacked up.
Well, my God, he's like
well, I know, but
old.
He can't even function, and his daughter is like trying to take his stuff.
That's not surprising.
Like,
how many
control of him and all the power of attorney and the whole business.
That's how many of that you hear of, like old celebrities that are like they can't do anything, and their siblings or I mean their offspring are like trying to take everything they have.
All right.
Bitch.
Anyway, we're down in Conway, Conway's Nail Spa in South Carolina, and there was a young lady that went in there to get a pedicure.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yes. We always could use a pedicure.
Yes. I like mani-pedis. Mani-pedi. Bro. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, don't you dare.
Bitch ass. Yeah.
I don't want to hear about it. I'm going to tell you, when I was over in Iraq, and those of you, our veterans that were over there in Iraq, where the Army had it set up, where we had our makeshift PX over there.
You put it on the Army?
No. I'm just saying they set it up. They had a beauty salon there in the area, and all the Army dudes would go over there after a hard day work out in the field and get mani-pedis. I am being dead serious.
Okay, number one. None of the people that I served with that was in my unit
that you know of
that I was with them almost pretty much 24 hours a day would ever go get some mani-pedi. Two, if they ever were to do that, they would get their freaking ass kicked.
Well, I guess
number three.
Yes. What's the third one?
To rule number one.
Well, I guess. Well, see, you're talking like Desert Storm time compared to like 2007 when I was over there. The Army changed a lot, and we know this. And yes, I always thought that was quite comical.
If you just said Air Force, I would have
completely
believed you.
Now, granted, I will say this: so we're some Air Force people that go in there, but the majority were Army dudes. They go in there with their combat boots on, take their boots and socks off, and can you do my feet, please?
Number one.
Can you do my feet?
Even if you were to go in there, I can't think any of them women would want to deal with.
Oh well, they're paid. They're from the.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say anything because then people are gonna yell at me. They'll be like, "What's you saying about that for?"
Yeah, but you're talking about some combat boots. That's some nasty ass feet, dude.
Well, they wash them. They got.
Yeah, but that would probably turn that water green.
Hey,
it's
look
nasty.
look. That's happened.
Okay,
when I've gone to Madam, or what's her name? Not
Deal.
The massage lady. Parlor.
Belize?
Not Bambi Lee. Yeah,
Kimchi?
Kimchi's. When I had my feet done.
Why you keep going to Kimchi's?
I don't
Why
know.
don't you go where you know, which is Bambi Lee?
I know, because they got mad at me.
You can't even remember the damn name.
They got mad. That's why they kicked me.
You all right?
I got a little something in my throat. A little throat. Stop it.
So anyway, okay.
So let's go back to
mani
mani-pedis.
That's not the real army. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Real men. Well, that's those metrosexuals, whatever they call them.
It's not real men, dude.
Now, I'm not saying they got their nails colored or anything like that, but they got them filed and got the cubicles. They got the cubicles filed out.
For one.
See, you know what it is.
I do know.
I called them cubicles. I said, he's like, I had my cuticles done. Your cubicles? Well, I have a cubicle. You want to do my cuticles?
That's not the real
And they get
army.
the nail polish on.
That's the little bitches that stay back in the rear area.
Oh,
They ain't the real dudes.
Well, and then they have the stress card. Stress card.
Bitches. Yeah.
I have a stress card.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this.
All right,
Let's go back
so-
to South Carolina. We digress.
You took us off again.
Well, I was just saying about mani-pedis and okay,
You
go.
get the paraffin wax too.
Oh, that actually feels pretty good.
All right. I got that once on my. They're doing a plaster for my schlong to make
Hey.
a dildo for.
That.
It was a model.
For who and for what? Oh, I know.
It's one of the best
Quiet.
sellers. What are you talking about? Go online.
Look up Cuz's Cuz's dildo.
It's called Cuz's Killer. Alright. It's not that big, but it is kind of sharp and it punctures the wall. So. Alright, so we're.
You can use it at night for the pleasure yourself, and during the day, and you can stick it upright and like stick paper. You're back in the old days in the restaurant when you would stick the tabs in the little thing. Bam.
You can use it. You can pick locks with it. You can use it as a skewer to like for hot dogs and marshmallows for s'mores.
Pick your teeth.
Hopefully that's
Hey, Betty, what are you doing with that dick in your mouth? I got a piece of corn in it. Piece of steak. I ain't find the toothpicks.
It takes a little while. You're supposed to wash it, you hoe. Alright. So we're down to South Carolina.
Let's go, please, God. Let's go back to South Carolina.
So she went to get the. We gotta get rid of this.
I know this thing's so
I don't
little.
even know if this table's even serving in it.
I don't know.
right,
It's served.
anyway.
Yeah, well.
So in the nail salon, so this young woman went in to get her pedicure, and she was instructed by the staff that they would not, unfortunately, they would not be able to serve her with pedicure.
Uh-oh.
And the reason was,
Hairy knuckles?
no.
Okay.
But she have like hairy, like toe knuckles.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because she had the petty. So, yeah, she kind of had hairy. Yeah, the you've seen that hair on the toes. Oh. Nasty. 8 feet. I call her 8 feet. It's like, should you be hanging from something? No, do tell. We already took a turn off the subject. Might as well take.
Right,
keep.
so we had this. Said this girl friended later on or earlier when you used to go to bed with her. She kind of hold on like a possum.
Hey,
Move your ass. place here.
I know. What are you doing? You're
talking
terrible.
About, I think about hanging
Terrible.
On the
I know.
branches. It was like a possum hanging onto a tree. All right. Anyway. So the reason why she couldn't why he couldn't service her for the pedicure is because they have a 250-pound weight limit on the chair.
Oh my.
You too, buku.
Oh, well, thank you very much, honey. No. Too buku.
You fat pig. How much you got over there?
I know. No. There we go. We're all right.
I got a lot over here.
I don't have nothing.
Oh,
all right.
We know that's right. So, so they said that they actually had a sign that said 250-pound weight limit. And they said it was a safety issue for them and the customer because the chairs they weren't rated for that high of weight limit. We do nails with little bottle. We don't use gallon bucket.
That's the problem. It had nothing.
We don't have pressure sprayer.
Yep. It had nothing to do with breaking the chair. They just were like, oh shit, you got to go through inventory. We need one bottle each toe. Look at how fat.
We need paint roller. Cover all that space.
That is funny. It's terrible, but it's funny.
We need weed whacker to take all those corns off the toes. We have no file big enough. No happy ending for you.
We wouldn't even know to begin where to give you a happy ending, honey. Oh, hey, don't make fun of my wife like that. All you have to do is just smack her and ride the wave in. She's like one of them old Jello gelatin puddings or Jello in the. Oh, did somebody say Jello pudding? No, not Jello pudding, you pervert. Just Jello.
Jello.
You will go drop pills in somebody else's drink, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So
this poor woman. This poor woman.
She took to Facebook and detailed the degrading incident, and the post went viral, and a huge response. But it didn't. The salon didn't change their policy. Oh, we must get larger chair for you. Or we go get one of those. We go get the horse harness to lift you up.
They get the hoist. They get a hoist.
They couldn't get her freaking leg up on the damn thing. Lift your leg.
No,
it's too big.
Put it here. No, lift that. Last time I saw, lift that ham hock up there.
Hold on, let me lift up. You give me workers' comp. My back is broke.
I need to grab your ankle. Where's your ankle? She got that cankle.
I see knee.
And foot.
See knee, calf.
And foot. And little fat things that look like toes.
I see elephant and hippo with more ankle than you.
I'm speechless. And there again, it kind of goes back to what you were saying about when we were talking about current events. You know, that people have been putting up signs being allowed to serve, restrict service to whoever or whatever. I don't know where I stand on this because, I mean...
Well, they said it was a safety issue. They said the chairs actually were not rated for more than 250 pounds.
Can you imagine if you went, for like us, if we ever like went to a barber shop, and you got the barber and he put pushes the thing up and your chair raises up so he can work on your hair.
Yes.
Can you imagine somebody
I don't know what that is.
Can you imagine somebody that's so big and he's sitting there putting, you're like, all right, stand by.
And it actually goes down.
Yeah.
To the floor.
Or he hurts the poor barber sitting there trying to do it. He hurts his foot because he can't.
Or he's like, it launches a boom. All right, look. I understand people. Believe me, I'm not a spring chicken, and I'm not skinny myself.
No, neither are you.
Look, dude. Look, people. I mean, to me, it's like the same thing of going on the airline. All right. Now, I've traveled tons, and I've been on airplanes where I got some. And I'm gonna be honest. I actually fit the seats very well in the city. I'm a little wide in the shoulder, but I'm good. But I've sit on the plane with some fat bastards who only have one seat, and they're taking up
basically two seats. Yeah,
they're taking up 3 seats, especially if they're in the middle. They're taking up the dudes on over there and mine. I'm like,
right.
I'm like, seriously. So I understand as far as weight, but that's nobody else's fault that's on that plane or anything else. And you're infringing or, on people who are there to want just a nice, comfortable flight. I mean, I get it, but shit, people. I mean, come on.
It's there again. Consideration goes both ways. You got to be considerate for you got to be, the business should be considerate towards you, but on the other hand, you should be considerate towards the business. If they say they can't, they're whatever. The airplane, the chair can't hold you, or it's whatever. It's like come on.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you just go find somebody else. You go to another salon. Now, see, that's the thing. That's what really irks. All right, I'm pulling out my soapbox. That's what really irks me, because any other person would, like, if it was me, I would have walked in there and be like, no, we not serve you. And I'm like, okay, well, there's a nail salon, a couple blocks away. I'll just go down there and give them a shot.
Nail salon every 5
right.
feet.
I'll go give them a shot. And somebody's going to want her money. Okay, somebody's going to take her money. So you just move on. But no, what happens is, in this social media age or whatever, they're like, I'm going to show you. No, why aren't you going to take me? Why aren't you going to take me? Because you're fat. Plain and simple.
Fat pig.
Read the door. And it's like, but they have to try and make this point instead of moving on. Okay, that's like the whole, okay, I'm going a little bit more off topic. That's like the whole baker thing. I'm not going to bake you. I'm not going to bake you. I don't mind your business, but I'm not going to make a wedding cake for you because I don't believe in it. It's like, okay, great. We're just going to go someplace else that's going to make our cake for us. Right. But what happens is they have to sit there and keep pushing the issue, because what it turns out to be is it's more about publicity for them, getting themselves their 5 minutes of fame on the internet or whatever, or on the View or some show where those bitches, Joy and Whoopi. I love the Whoopi.
Bitches, yeah.
But they're sitting there, they're like, oh, they ought to.
Bitches.
Yeah, they pull her in, and they're like, oh yeah, they should be ashamed. And it's like, okay, so you had one nail salon out of how many were there in South Carolina? Oh, there was like 30 more. Did you try the other 29? Did the other 29 refuse to do your toes? Move on, people. Okay, and just don't go there anymore. Don't patronize that business. The whole thing with the baker, going back to that, is the baker said, look, I don't have any problem with anybody coming in here and getting stuff and wanting stuff or whatever. He just had the thing with making a wedding cake because he didn't believe, his personal belief was, I shouldn't be promoting same-sex marriage because I don't agree with it. But right. if the guys wanted to come in, if it was a birthday cake or anything like that, the guy was going to make it for him.
And which he had already had. They had come in numerous times
right.
to get cake.
Exactly, and they were served. They got them, and they got them, and no problem. And it was just a wedding thing. But the issue had to be pushed. Okay, why can't you go to another baker? Is this the only guy in town that makes wedding cakes?
Why can't you respect his? He's like, look, I've made these cakes for you, whatever, blah blah blah. The wedding thing, I just can't roll with it. It's like, okay, I understand. I can understand you don't necessarily agree with it. Fine, we'll go somewhere else.
Right.
I mean, why is it?
It's because we have to sit. It's all about. I don't know.
It's all about the left. And let's be honest. Let's put it down as what it is. The left says you gotta believe in what we believe, and you gotta think the way we think. Otherwise, you're a piece of shit. But we can't respect each other's. Like if I went to even though I probably wouldn't, if I do something was like completely left, like a whatever restaurant or something, and they said we're not gonna serve people like you, I'll be like, all right, fine, I'm not gonna go. But I'm not gonna like make a whole. I don't know. It's just. If they came up, issue, they stuck to that policy. They asked them, had anybody else, large come in? They said, no, we have not served anybody in these chairs, and that is our policy.
I have no problem with her if she wants to take it upon herself to sit there and go on Facebook and tell everybody, look, let me just tell you all what happened to me today. And if she did that, okay, that's Facebook on her own personal page. That's fine, because you can sit there and say, well, they didn't serve me because I was fat, or they didn't do my nails because I was fat. And everybody would look on there and be like, oh, girlfriend, you're not fat. You're just big bones. And it's
beautiful.
And then you know what I think's funny? Then you have these the whole Hollywood scene coming out, backing her up. Yeah, and next thing you know, and while they're typing it back, you go, girl, you tell them, and they're binging and purging for getting ready for their next movie role. Oh, I gotta lose another 5 pounds. Hold on a minute. As they're barfing in the toilet, telling her it's okay to be 500 pounds, and old refugee from the concentration camp,
Auschwitz?
From Auschwitz, she's walking down the runway aisle. Oh, darling, I think you'll look fabulous. You'll do. I need to lose another 0.3 pounds. So go fuck yourself. Excuse me, I said it. Sorry, that was the first time I said it. Almost the whole show. I know. I'm good.
But I agree with you. It's ridiculous. But
But she could have moved on.
Even if you go on Facebook and you said this is the facts. This is what happened, and
right.
They said, and there was a sign there.
Right, say the facts.
Yeah, and then if people make their own conclusion based on all the facts, then that's
right.
fine.
Because what will happen is if enough people, this is my thing, if enough people stopped going to that salon, that let's say the Weight Watchers let out, and they're like, we're not going there anymore, and they started losing business. Well, I'm going to tell you right now,
they wouldn't go to nail salon. They'd be going over to
the Happy Burger. The Golden Corral.
It's brisket night.
It's brisket night with wings. Oh, you can eat honey barbecue wings too. Yeah. So, if they had enough people, this is the thing: the people have power, and these businesses that do that. I'm telling you right now, if people, they're like, okay, well, you need to get new chairs, or we're not going to come in there anymore. If they start losing the business, I guarantee you they're going to get new chairs in there they'll get industrial chairs in there that are usually there to lift up bulls and cattle and that are car lifts. Like when you go, Meineke has got some car lifts for sale.
Let me check your chassis. But they said
that'd be bad. She breaks the car lift.
You go now. You too fat.
Even the people on Facebook, she'd be like, they kicked me out. I said it broke the car lift. Honey, I would have kicked you out too. If a car lift can't hold you up, you gotta go.
Okay, but if you're that big, what is get your nails really going to do?
I have no idea. You can't even see your toenails. You haven't been able to see your toes since you were like 5 years old, probably.
Oh, honey, that is a beautiful color on you. Oh, really? Can you tell me? Get a mirror. I can't even see it.
But hey, that's a good idea, because you could actually say you're doing her toenails. Let's say that's gonna be $50 for each foot. Is that okay? Oh, that's fine. All right. Okay. We're doing your toes, and just get some water or something like that, and like blah, 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 slather it on there. She ain't gonna know. They're like, oh, honey, those toes look lovely. Hey, Frida, come over here and look. Don't her toes look lovely? Wink, wink.
All you gotta do is go head over to Lowe's and get some Valspar.
I know. Swish, 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 swish. Oh, do I need
some Valspar? You can get a gallon of that for $10.
Oh, here you go. So will I need nail polish remover to take that off? Oh no, honey. This is special nail polish. You just need some of this, and pull out a big thing of turpentine.
Or use one of those paint scrapers.
With the heated kind.
Oh, and by the way, they come with a big old handle. You can probably reach them.
Yeah. You just have to set one of those undercar mirrors down there so you can see what you're doing. Yeah.
That's messed up.
All right.
You making fun of
I know. Me? Yes. I know, it's terrible. I ought to be ashamed of myself.
The facts here. You were.
I know. There again, I'm probably going to hear it from my viewers and listeners. It's like, I think Texas is being a little harsh on the heavy women. Yeah. They're being, they need loving too. And I tell you what, I do. Your horn's broke.
Sugar nuts.
The battery's dead.
No, because I did this.
Oh.
And then I put it to the other side.
Oh.
All I'm saying here, I got a little advice for her.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Mako, you fat hoe. They have a $99 special. They can do your toes and your nails.
And they're going to lube your chassis.
Maybe lube up some of that fat rolls you got.
Excuse me, ma'am. While we were sitting there, getting you prepped and everything, we found this underneath. Oh, I was wondering where that Twinkie went to.
Ooh, still got some cream.
Ew. Oh.
From under butter.
Oh.
That's from under butter.
I haven't been able to get in the shower for like 3 months. I was wondering that something smelled like that damn fish I saw.
From under butter, from under your titties. Not to be confused with clitty litter.
or clitty lint. We said the C word. Oh, now we really are gonna get like. Now we're really gonna get bashed. Right. So anyway, I would have just said to my ending thing on this woman was go somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah.
And it would prevent people like us. But then again, keep doing what you're doing because it gives us something to talk about.
This material.
Yes.
Else we won't have a show.
They're fodder. Right. If people would be doing goofy stuff like this, what were you doing?
And what would we be
doing?
All right.
Nothing.
So I think we're good because I'm looking at time. I think we're done.
I think we are too. We can add this other one. We'll just keep tacking. We had one story left, but we'll hold that over till next week.
We went a little bit long on the salon owner
and the bathroom and my story, which yeah.
I cannot wait to watch that back.
Oh, I bet you can't. I'll have my
Hey, you want something else? You want to?
I got something else.
Like that? Go to Dr. Phil.
Oh, you know what? I might actually have to go on Dr. Phil.
You might.
Dr. Phil, now I'm telling you right now, what was the traumatic incident? Nobody say it beside me. Nobody.
It's not what you're eating. It's what's eating you.
There you go. And there's a lot of that.
And speaking to the woman in South Carolina, it's like Dr. Phil says, you can't be big if your lifestyle won't allow it.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's some bullshit that he says.
Oh.
He says all these little bullshit sayings.
He's a limerick sayer.
Jackass. Yeah.
That's Oprah's.
He is a serious jackass. I don't even know why he's got He's got that creepy mustache.
People love him.
And then let me say something about it. Let me get on my tangent.
All right, here we go.
Right here. Right. Okay. Bald people. Let me tell you something. If you're bald, quit leaving this crap around the back and the sides. Cut that shit off.
No, you know why? Because they're waiting for like some buzzard or something to make a nest on their head. It looks like a bird's nest. A condor. Oh, that's an ugly bird.
I went the other day. I'm going on a little tangent. The other day, took my son in to get his hair cut. All right. There was some dude that had the hair right here and here. He went into this is sports clips. All right. So right off the bat, you're $20.
Right.
Just getting your ass in the chair. Much less the whole VIP package they give you. Right. So this dumbass with this hair right here, not only does he have her cut his hair and style it, so it blow dried it.
What?
Yes. And he had her layer it and everything else. I'm like, what the dude? So then he got that. Oh, hold on. He got that. He got the shampoo. What was that?
I don't know. What is that? No.
So not only did he get his haircut, he got the shampoo treatment.
I don't know what that is. That's from my club music. That's my club music. I'm sorry.
Okay. We're gonna have to have a little talk.
I know.
Anyway, so he got the haircut. He got the shampoo treatment. Then he get the little neck massage bullshit, whatever. It's like, and he's holding up a chair. It's like, dude, you don't even have hair. Get the frick out of the damn chair. He got that, and then on his way out, he picked up some of that high ass, expensive as shit shampoo. It cost like $30 a bottle. Bought that when he went out.
Wow.
So he seriously, plus a tip, I guarantee he dropped anywhere from $50 to $60 to get that little patch of hair. What the? Anyway,
that's crazy.
Right. I'm off myself.
That is crazy. I do shape.
But there's people waiting there, and he's getting that little patch.
Right.
Dude, Walmart, $12.95. You get a pair of clippers.
Right. Cut it off. Cut it off.
Jackass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid ass.
Yes.
Anyway.
So, I'm glad you got that out of your system.
Thank you.
And you even activated my. That was my cell phone activating. Somebody called me. I know.
Anyway.
Well, that music, that noise.
Well, I know that, but
I was activated. I don't know what it means either. Nobody calls me. I know. It did a little bit. I have a vibrate and the music playing, so it's like I get both worlds.
I dance to the music. You know what? We're gonna get you. We're gonna throw you against that battery powered electric fence over there and at the bus stop. All right.
So I think that's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is Tex. See, I really hope you all enjoyed today's show. And I'm glad you all joined us today. And I will see you next weekend. It was great. It was great. I think each show that we do on this is going to get better and better. It's just like the podcast. You know, when we compared our first podcast to now is like a difference between night and day. I think the videos, our video postings are going to be the same. It's just going to each show is just going to get better and better. So. But thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next weekend. So, cuz.
God bless. We love you. Remember to check out our the highlights channel too. For those of you who don't like to sit through the whole thing, but you need to sit through the whole thing.
Yes.
So anyway, God bless. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you.